Hello, folks, and welcome to the Galaxy's Edge podcast, broadcasting on the Galaxy's Edge official YouTube channel as well as the Galaxy's Edge fan club on Facebook. I'm Walt, also known as Badger on the Discord. Today we have as our co-hosts NetherOps Matt. How are you,
How
sir?
you going, lads? Mate, I'm fantastic. How you doing?
And down below, rocking the double sharpies, we have Swordfish, aka Daniel. How are you, sir?
Was good. I had to find some drumsticks because of that bomb ass beat we had going just a bit ago.
That intro is pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that music. I'll send you guys a copy of the complete track because it's like 2.5 minutes long and it's really good.
Yeah, hell
Nice.
yeah. We got some good gym music.
So if this is your first time in or around the edge of the galaxy, Galaxy's Edge is a series of books, a fantastic series of books that takes trooper-style action of places like Afghanistan and Iraq, places it in the far future, and sets it against a series of galactic intrigue and trauma or drama,
Trauma.
we answer to both, and the books are just fantastic. The first series being 9 books plus 2 side series and a third that's kind of making its way out there. It's growing in leaps and bounds, and we appreciate all the love. So, boys, as you guys are the commanders, the de facto commanders, aka the guys that run everything that is good and on target in the Discord channel, what's been going on in Discord this week?
That'll be you, Swordfish, mate. You've got some big stuff going on there. I've been watching, but I'll let you announce it.
Oh, what big stuff? I have big stuff going?
The Armor 3 stuff and all that.
Oh, that stuff. Oh, I guess. One second.
Yes.
Yeah,
You've had more of an
Mush.
eye than I have.
Mush, who was here just a bit ago, he actually for our last show, he's been getting some more Armor 3 stuff going, and it's been looking pretty fantastic, honestly. I mean, they got the tanks, I think, just posted. If you pop over to the research and development Walt, it's in literature and art, and then scroll up. Orphan last was, I guess, modeling some panels or something like that. It looked
Really?
pretty cool.
I'm going to trek over there right now. So keep talking.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, we got the research and development going, as always. We got the gaming that people are doing. They're joining up on Xbox, PC, getting their liege, platoons together so that they can go KTF all the normies out there, as it should be. I mean, other than that, what do you think?
Yeah, pretty much the usual shenanigans, eh? Having a bit of fun in Afterlife and all the stuff, like all the usual. The boys creating things that should not be created, and all of our friendships being strengthened.
Can you tell people what Afterlife is?
All right, so those of us who have served, this is the best reference I'm going to give because I don't want to scare people off, whatever like that. Those of us who have served know that the way we talk and act around, have fun, is a bit more full on than normal. What Afterlife is basically a place where you can go in and just let your inner self out, and be what is very not safe for work half the time because we're using. I mean, we'll swear here sometimes, but we try and get the server as family friendly as possible, except for that channel where we can pretty much go in and just say stuff like like how the fuck are you, etc. like that. But then sometimes we have some nights where some of us might be a little bit intoxicated and a few other things, and things might come out. Nothing illegal. Well, don't worry about that stuff. But it's just a very fun, full-on channel. Heavily
that's right.
yesterday.
Yeah, and Templar was painting up some Republic Army squad. That's what that is right there, for his Galactic Warfare tabletop thing that he's doing. Pretty cool.
Right on. So, speaking of galactic warfare, down at the bottom of the stack, we have Dark Ops 93, aka Bubba. Welcome to the server.
Hello.
How are you?
Freaking out because I didn't realize I had to install Chrome for this.
Ooh.
Well, we try not to judge. Seeing as you're sitting there in the hot seat, who are you and what's on your wanted poster?
Uh, I don't know if you want to go full name or just
That's up to you, man. Do you want to just
Whatever
go,
you're comfortable with.
call sign? Call
just
sign?
go call. Yeah, just go call sign. Go with Bubba. Wanted poster. I really want Savage Wars to come out. That's what I want.
What's that on audio?
Yeah,
Right on.
I got 2 of them for the insiders through paperback that way, but it's hard to read whenever you got to deal with work and other stuff.
Right on. How'd you get into Galaxy's Edge?
I was looking through Audible one day, and I saw this cover that had the picture of a guy in really awesome armor, holding a weapon, just holding a really kick-ass weapon, and I'm just like, oh, that looks interesting. And I pull it up, I read a little bit of it, I'm like, oh, this might be fun. And I think I played the, what is it, preview. And I was like, okay, that's a narrator I can listen to and not be bored. And I went through it all, and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. I want more. Listen past to where it was 7 years after, and this was Legionnaire, by the way, sorry. Listen to it where it started introducing Prisma and Wraith and all them. And I was like, what is going on? This isn't like the other book. And so I had to stop. A couple of weeks later, I saw that they had the second one on there, and I was listening to Kill Team, and I was like, oh no, I messed up. I skipped vital information in that other book. And so I've gone back through them all, I don't know, maybe like 4, 5, maybe 6 times.
That's cool.
It would help if I really unmute my microphone every once in a while. That's funny.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if he's going to notice very shortly. Or not.
I thought there was something wrong on my end.
Jason
It's like
Onspach was actually on a different podcast, and he was talking about if he had to redo the way they had approached audio, it would have gone a little bit differently. So that way it wouldn't have been as confusing. So not a big deal. Not a big deal. So with everything you've read so far, what's been your favorite book?
Probably Turning Point.
Really?
Yeah, just going Legion on the donks is nice.
Now, have you served in the military before?
No, wanted to have a situation where I would rather have the regret of not joining than being told that I can't join.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it I don't know. Some people think it's a cop out. Some people understand, and it's just I'd rather regret it than be told that I was never allowed.
Gotcha.
My
Buddy of
brother-in-law
mine-
did serve.
Oh, did he? Who did you serve
Yeah.
with? Do you know?
Yeah, he was a tanker during Desert Storm, and then he was a ranger in Somalia.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yucky.
Yeah. He wasn't the batch who went in the first day. He was later on.
Oh, so he was batting cleanup.
Yeah, and he shared some stories with me. I try to not go into extreme depth of a lot of what he says. I share mainly the ones that are like, very big, interesting, or the funny ones.
Right. Now, was he serving at the airfield, or did he serve over at the soccer stadium?
That part I haven't gotten into him with. I just know that he was over there, and he said it was just a nightmare, but that's what it is. That's how
Right
it
on.
is.
So, if you had to comb the series, and I know that for the panel that's usually playing on the show today, we all know that our favorite character, of course, is Sphinx. So, wow,
As it should be.
there it is.
There he is. There's the man himself.
The
I
Black
was like-
Fleet arrives late, but it always arrives.
I was
Actually,
like,
the Black Fleet was here before you.
I was like,
Bubba's Black Fleet, bud.
Yeah, but I run this gang.
So, combing through the series, do you have a favorite main character?
Oof.
I will judge you harshly if you're wrong.
Well, that's the thing. I am torn between 3 characters.
Let's get
That
it.
would be Tyrus Rex, because straight up badass. I mean, straight up, you know. Masters, because who does not like the wittiness in the middle of combat?
Right.
And then the last one is McRaven from Turning Point.
Oh yeah.
Yes!
Because just listening to an old Sergeant Major going on about everything he's been through, and one guy just going, "Do you have anything that ends with a happy ending?" Yes, I do. And I like to
Really
save those for
standard.
special occasions.
I still love that part where he's getting pulled through the halls in handcuffs, and the procession gets stopped, and he's just like, "Nah, it's alright. They can haul me in. It'll be fine."
Yeah, that should be right, eh?
Can't beat that with a stick.
Nope.
So, do you have a favorite secondary character?
Well, actually, technically, I guess McRaven would be secondary.
You don't. Nobody puts McRaven in a corner.
Okay. Well, then, God.
You didn't expect to be on the spot this way, did you?
No, I didn't, actually.
Yeah, it's the best thing that we like to do for all the Dark Ops insiders is as soon as they come in. By the way, we're gonna shine the light on you.
Yeah. So, selection
Yeah.
course, mate. That's how it works. We
Secondary,
put you on the
secondary.
spot. You have 5 seconds to answer. Go.
Honestly, Crash would be a really good secondary.
Right
Yeah.
on. Hell yeah.
Because who doesn't like who doesn't love a warbot who hates being a warbot?
A sad
Right.
warbot.
You know.
Well,
I
and then
mean-
whenever they peeled back the curtain a little bit with with the short story.
Tin Man.
Oh yeah,
Remember
Oh.
the 88.
So good. I
and
mean,
I was like, oh my god, oh crap, this is awesome.
you could just picture that warbot going through and just decimating entire legions of troops while blasting Barry Manilow. I could see it. Definitely see it. So, grabbing my blunt force segue, which is my prerogative, and seeing as I'm holding a Wobanki, who will probably slash my face off in the next 30 seconds because I think I just hit the murder button. He's pissed.
I'm petting Goro.
So we had some interesting things going on in and around Galaxy's Edge. One of them being the Stephen Lang thing. Stephen Lang recording more Savage Wars coming up. They dropped this sweet picture on Nick Cole's personal page. What do you guys think about that?
That looks
Absolutely.
pretty dope.
You have
Right.
no idea how excited I am for next week when it comes out, mate. Oh my god, I need this so much,
Will there be war drums playing when you're like listening to this in the background?
mate. 10
No, heavy
hours
metal.
of that, and 10 hours of that, and Australian music, and then heavy metal as well. It's just a bit of heavy metal. But
I actually tweeted both Nick Cole and Jason Onspach of who they want to cast if they ever got picked up by Netflix or Amazon. And I don't remember whose reply it was, but it was just instantly Stephen Lang as Tyrus Rex, and I was just like, yes, absolutely.
I can
Hell
see
yeah.
that 100%. Like now that he's been put forward more for doing his narrations and everything, I can actually see that happening. He suits the role. Like it's just Yeah, I can't think of anyone else. Honestly, I cannot think of anyone else. He would play a fucking fantastic Tyrus Rex. Don't at me. I'm always right, 100% right, 100% of the time.
And the funny thing is, Nick Cole, I think, was the one who had another response. He said, "I don't care who, as long as they get Bill Murray in it somehow." And
Yo.
I replied to that. I was like, "Well, he could be the voice of Pulley."
Yep. Or we could get him to play Hogus,
Oh, Hogus, that'd be good.
right? Right. And we know who's playing Skriz. So,
You just like hit that murder button, don't you?
oh shit. But yeah, so right. Oh, that's all right. He only weighs about 8 pounds. I have 70 pounds of motorized, mechanized murder mouth running around here.
Yeah, boy.
So he made his debut in the third Tyrus Rex book, and he's been letting it get to his freaking head ever since. He's been trying to hump supermodels. It's just awful. So we got Stephen Lang as the voice of the Savage Wars, and that just makes me all sorts of giddy and stupid. Which was just an awesome drop as far as like a knowledge bomb one day on the show, and then luckily they've been doing it slightly more publicly so that what do you call it? We can talk about stuff like that. J.R. Hanley in the chat over on YouTube saying that Hogus definitely needs more screen time. That's going to be rough if you've read the second book. Although I do agree with his assessment that maybe Vampa becomes the Empress until somebody better comes along.
Yeah, I'd like to see them dive into the aftermath of the fall of the Empire.
Oh well, they already started with Takeover.
Well, I meant from the Imperial point of view.
Oh yeah,
Please.
If you guys are in a bugging mood, make sure if you want to maybe some more Black Fleet action, you guys should harass the shit out of J.R. Hanley.
I do that regularly anyway, but I'll keep doing it.
That's like his favorite. He loves the Black Fleet. But for those of you guys who want more savages in your life, make sure to check out, because the pre-orders for the Savage Wars are up, right? So not only is the pre for audio is up, but also the books, I guess, are coming up soon too.
Nice.
So
yeah.
Stupid question. What advantage does pre-ordering actually do to those?
Nothing. No advantage besides just locking down the book onto your account. That's it.
Flexing on the poor people.
So that way you
don't have every Galaxy's Edge book? Pores.
No, I have them all.
Yeah. Matt just got them set up.
Yeah, I sure did, but we'll go into that soonish.
Yeah.
Soonish. I'm not going to tell you how rapey that sounded.
Breathe, and everything will be over soon.
But pre-orders, right? So all that stuff is up, and I don't even want to know what you're eating. So for those of you who don't want to miss out when that book hits day one, definitely go check out some of those links. You can go to the Galaxy's Edge page right on Amazon, and a lot of that stuff is already up and set for a day one launch. Seeing as Matt's chewing, we're going to put him on the spot. Yeah. Mission 22, Garrison East. What should we know?
Shit, sorry. Okay.
It's an Army Air Force rivalry thing. I had to do it.
You fucking asshole. Okay. So those who know me quite a bit, unfortunately and fortunately, we'll go with both outliers there. I am normally streaming on Twitch pretty much after work half the time. I've done several 24-hour charity streams for all sorts of charities around the world. I have a 36-hour one coming up very shortly, and that is going to be for Mission 22, the Gary Sinise Foundation, as well as Soldier On for Australia. So once again, high levels of veteran support. I hope to raise again a lot of money for that because they're all fantastic charities, and just as I've keep saying in the past to about it a whole lot, like even my words, I can't get my words out half the time about this, but our boys aren't looked after that well when they come back, our boys and girls, and they need all the support they can get. I just want to raise more awareness to that. The big reason I do marathon streams in one big hit, it garners a lot of interest too, and it's put myself in an uncomfortable position and situation like what they're going through right now as well. And I want more awareness and more funds to be raised for that so they can be looked after. And we and the Galaxy Edge team have supported Mission 22 directly as well. And even for when I first saw it in the group too, I was like, I need to support this. Even though I'm obviously, underground degenerate Australian and, Mission 22 is over the States, I still support everything in the States and in fact worldwide for all my brothers and sisters worldwide. And yeah, so that's what my stream will be. I'll just be playing sorts of random games, military focused, and I'll post a link in the groups and everything like that. Feel free to come say g'day half the time. And yeah, I want to do good things for people. And yeah, and even if I do get donations direct to me, I will put it straight to the charities. That's why I've got donations disabled on my Twitch, because I want all people who feel compelled to give me money, I'd rather that go to something like Mission 22 or Soldier On or the Gary Sinise Foundation. I don't need the money. They do. They need the support they can get so our men and women can get back on their feet.
Right on. That's good stuff, man. And I've sat in on a couple of your streams. I haven't been able to sit in all 24 hours because my wife would kill me. So
you already don't get enough sleep.
Yeah. We've already established that sleep is not something I prioritize. So we got to make sure that when I do fall head to the pillow, I have just enough creative juices to start fabricating the Galaxy's Edge role-playing game that J.R. Handley conned me into. So there also happens to be, before he puts anything else in his mouth, a AI championship game going on. You want to talk about that, Matt?
What did he put into his mouth, huh? Like, honestly.
But sometimes I get bored at home, okay? So don't jump in.
Hey, if you removed your ribs, that's cool, man.
Wait, never mind.
Yeah, about the same. You clicked on, mate. Okay, so not to say like I am plugging myself twice here, but as I said before, I stream a clip. What I'm doing is makes me laugh.
Good riffing is always good, man.
See what happens when people don't jump in the Discord? They miss all this.
You see
fun.
why I drink this?
This is why Daddy drinks.
It's because you are a very humble man.
What's that, Sphinx?
You are a very humble man. That is why.
Oh, no, you're humble. Anyway, so I trialed it last night for me, aka whenever American time is. So last night Australian time, I did something on Twitch called the AI Championship Games. What they are was I played Quake 3 Arena, first-person shooter, with artificial intelligence only. So I spectated the game, and I renamed all the bots after people. And the winner of each of those games wins a Galaxy's Edge Dark Ops Insider subscription. And the grand final winner will win that, plus all 3 volumes of the Masters of Space Opera Anthology, which our overlords Jason and Nick contributed to that. So that's basically the first book of each major sci-fi series that's been out. 18 books for the price of $30. You'll be getting that for free. So it was a success. Aside from my bassy and shit microphone quality, which I fixed up now, it was a great success last night. A lot of fun. This side. Swordfish himself rigged. His bot cleaned up and destroyed everybody for the first game. It was just bullshit of 50 ways sideways. But he ended up sacrificing his spot to give to somebody else. So that was very noble. But it's great, though. And next week, I'm going to try and do it next week, but if not the week after, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO, but between Oba Cafe and a firearms Discord I'm part of. So, yeah, we'll spectate that and watch the shenanigans take place. And if you register to become part of the team for Counter-Strike, all excuse me, all 5 of you will win the insider subscription, which I'll pay for myself for you.
That's
Nice.
fantastic. So you're part of a firearms group?
I sure am.
Why would he ever be interested in firearms? What is so interesting about them?
They're awesome.
Right.
Well, speaking of firearms, that's pretty much what the topic of the show is for tonight.
Oh,
We are talking about the guns of Galaxy's Edge. Starting
I joined the
off,
right night.
what's that?
I came in the right night.
The right night.
Boy.
So starting off, let's talk a bit about the old favorite, the N4. That iconic weapon that's right on the cover of the main book, Legionnaire for Galaxy's Edge. What do you guys think of that thing? I mean, did that evoke the M4 for you guys?
100%. Just even from description to weight, the way it fires, to I can't remember. I think there was a part in there where it did bugger out a couple of times, and we've all known our M4s and for us Aussies, our EF88 Ostars to do the same thing too. No service weapon is perfect. It's going to get shit on. It's going to get destroyed. But at the end of the day, it kills and does it well.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who's used both, muskets, the M16A1, and all the way up to the M4, the only thing that kind of would kind of stick in your craw a little bit was the fact that you had to basically blow that thing off every single day. If you were in a dusty environment, you had to make sure there were no snakes or bugs crawling in it in a wet environment, just because it's got a tight tolerance, so there's a tight tolerance to that round going in the chamber. It's not like the M4.
okay.
Well, pretty much all of them, all the Armalite rifles, it's got a very tight tolerance. You throw that stuff in mud, you better shake that off a little bit before you start putting rounds down, or you're gonna get some weird results out of that weapon. It's not like an AK-47 where 2 people stuck it in the mud. Somebody realized it was underwater because the sling was sticking out, and they pulled it up and fired it like it was fresh off the line.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did you guys think about the basics of the energy-based weapon in Galaxy's Edge? As the primary weapon. What did you guys think?
I felt like they were going kind of like down the main path of sci-fi in general, being it's so far in the future, or in the other universes that we're not getting into, alternate realities or alternate galaxies, and so they're kind of playing a safe card, in my opinion, because no one's going to sit there and question, oh, it's a blaster. Yeah, sure. Where someone else would question, like with Mass Effect, oh, it's actually a railgun system that's projected forward.
I was going to say, whenever I thought about the guns in Galaxy's Edge, I've always thought about Mass Effect 2's charge pack system, where, it's a heat clip, essentially, and, it works either way, honestly.
I actually really enjoyed how they explained the reasoning for having energy-based weapons. I think in the original book, or at least the second one, as the House of Reason deeming bullets too bad. So it looks cooler, but it's not as effective because they're trying to be politically correct in their own twisted sense. And I think they did a good job of what Bubba said, what could be viewed as a safe option. They did a good job making that its own thing and a reason for it.
Well, like, what was it? Mass Effect, they had the heat clip, the thermal clip. You were able to pop that out and you were able to keep firing. Technically, I read a couple of the books. It was capable of firing indefinitely unless you ran out of heat clip. Thermal clips. God, I'm trying to get the vernacular right.
Technically untrue, but they can't incorporate that into game mechanics. But yeah, more or less you're correct.
And with like with Star Wars, the blasters, I've always said this, blasters require some kind of ammunition, because you can't have a power cell that's capable of generating, thousands of rounds within something that fits in your hand. And the amount of power that would require, I mean, you're basically talking about carrying around a backpack with you, just capable of charging that thing all the time. And with this, they really truly love to incorporate it, because if you look down at the bottom of the trigger well and everything, you can see where the magazine pokes out, and they call a pack change, and it's like, oh, okay, so I can imagine them just flinging it or just dropping mag, putting a new one, and being good.
When it's reality, in reality, just a stack of laptop batteries just duct taped together.
Yeah.
Changing pack.
That's what boys.
What you guys
Back.
What do you guys think of the forward angled insertion point for the charge pack on this?
It kind of makes sense because ergonomics wise, you're not having to go into your hand, and it's just more ergonomic where you can just be like bring it up to your chest and
I could picture this loading more like an AK than an M4.
Yeah, I agree.
Where you have to slide in the back first before you swivel forward.
It takes some skill to master that too.
Absolutely.
Sphinx knows he likes to tout his AK skills.
Well, not my skills, but my inherent love for the best platform ever designed. Yes.
Mosin.
Don't forget that platform was based off the German Sturmgewehr, so remember that.
Yeah, but they made it better.
Debatable.
Maybe.
Now, what did you guys think about the fact that obviously you're not going stock to shoulder well and then cheek to sight line. You're going instead stock to shoulder well, and then you have optics that transmit to your helmet. What do you guys think of that?
That would take a while to get used to, honestly. Like, because as all of us have done, you're just shooting real life. It's straight into your shoulder. That's it. You're looking at your target directly without assist. Scopes don't count scopes as assist. That's, you know what I mean? Like without use of digital enhancement. So to be able to say, example, hip fire, just sit in there with the hip fire, but then have it in your optics as well, knowing where you're shooting, that would take a long time to get used to, because it just does not feel naturally right. And in my opinion, it just makes you complacent, because what happens if you're in a situation where you don't have any digital optics and you've got to rely on old faithful, mate, put the bloody shotty in your shoulder and aim and hope to cross you hit. What happens if you've been hip firing and relied too much on your optics and you don't know how to shoot? You're fucking dead.
But Matt, you're forgetting about the best part of having your optics go to your bucket. You can take your gun and be that fucking cheeky asshole and put it around the corner and be like,
that's a good point. I was going to say that. That's a very good point. Hacks, legit hacks. That shit. Yeah, for the actual tactical scenarios, that would be awesome. Practicality wise, though, for general combat, no, I don't believe it'd be great. But for like cheeky little hacks like that, yeah, fuck yeah, bring it on.
I don't know, like I kind of take it like how we do in shooters nowadays. Like if you were to transfer, like how they had it in Takeover. They had the sync ability for the goggles connected to the weapon, and it was able to track the muzzle based on the position of the optics, and he was able to scan his weapon across, and his reticle would move with it over wherever he was aiming. So I have a feeling it would be like that, but also look at how many people are gamers nowadays, and like people go from Halo to COD to Battlefield to whatever. And someone was to incorporate that type of a HUD system into reality, I think you'd have people pick up on it a little bit quicker than people who haven't been exposed to that before.
Now, as somebody who's actually trained soldiers to put rounds on target, I can say without a doubt that as far as recognizing and acquiring a target, people who have played games like Call of Duty and all that, they're like snap to target and noticing that something's coming up is very, very fine tuned, and that's cool. But those fuckers can't shoot worth the shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You also have to get used to the recoil and the sound, and just get desensitized to it, so you can actually just grab the gun and fucking shoot.
18-year-olds, and they're just like, And they're like, "Well, I don't get it. I don't know why I'm hitting." And it's like, dude, are you using the fundamentals of marksmanship and riflery? And then,
What are those?
well, the thing is, you have to at that point restrain yourself from taking your own bucket off and using it as an impact device to automatically reset their retention, so that they understand what you're trying to get. But of course, the Army frowns on that now, so which is why I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So that being said, have you guys checked out the Army's new night vision system?
Oh, I've
I
not seen
saw a
that,
new
no.
night vision system.
So the new night vision system is the enhanced low light optical system. It's instead of this big huge mount that basically sits like this, and then you flip it up, and it sits kind of like this, right? It's actually two goggles, and they rotate away from your eyes, so there's no more flipping. Right. The other thing is instead of the green screen that is typical of night vision, it's white phosphorescent. So it's hues of grays, blues, and blacks. Right.
Yes, thank
Last but
God.
not least, right. The great thing about this system is they've just put in the new programming for the night vision. And yes, it's sophisticated enough to where it can get programmed. The new night vision is capable of using the Army's wireless projection system. So you're given your sight has a small camera in it, so that you can do that cheeky bastard around the corner shit. That is the hallmark of firing from your bucket.
So wait, they're actually starting to incorporate an actual HUD overlay?
They're not incorporating it. It's given to soldiers right now. They have it.
Oh God.
The great thing about it is it was already issued to guys in JSOC, and according to Stars and Stripes and Military Today and a couple of other military news outlets, they started incorporating it around August of last year. And they've been trying to field them to more and more troops. So the JSOC and the SWIC guys already have it. It's just now they got to get it out to more people. So I just thought that was pretty neat to see, like, you know, those kind of enhancements going into better optics for our troopers out there downrange.
I like the fact that it's not green anymore, because also, I mean, green still illuminated the place as you do, and it's still okay, but I prefer using that the white / the phosphorus vision. It's just it's better on the eyes. It's so much better. And except of course if someone lights a cigarette from about 20 meters away, you're like, oh.
Well, the great thing about it is with this stuff, you can use it.
That person looks so young.
Well, if you look, this right here on top. This is the old system. The one on the bottom is the new system. Right.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can swivel those goggles in and out and so forth and so on. Freaking spam, go away. They've already issued 10,000 units, and this is Army Times. So it's pretty reliable source. It's talking about the first test platoons that went out and took a look at it. The enhanced night vision goggle system is just a tremendous improvement, and hopefully will do a little bit more. Plus, one of the things that we used to when we were playing Op 4, so opposing force, you're you're pretending to be the bad guy so that you can train another unit. One of the things we used to look for in the dark was there was always a space in between the night vision. So you'd have this like green glow right around your freaking Star Wars. You'd have this green glow coming right from the bottom of your night vision. So you'd see like 12 dudes in a line, and there'd be like this like line of bouncing green orbs going through the night, and that's how you knew where to shoot. Now these close right to the eyes. No more green glow. So pretty neat system as far as that goes. That being said, we go back to checking out something like the next weapon system on the list, and that would be, of course, the N18.
Oh,
Right? So
I'm in gaming. I love being a sniper, and hearing about the N18, I was like, dude, if I had one of those in reality, I would be happy.
that just I mean, to have a laser engagement. I mean, not a laser engagement, but to have
Sorry
a
about that.
blaster. Oh, all good. To have a blaster engagement style rifle that could act as designated marksman's main weapon and reach out and punch somebody in the teeth at long range. I was just like, even reading that in the first book, it was like, what? You know, what'd you guys think of that when it hit in Legionnaire?
I was actually
mean-
kind of impressed by it because, given that it's an energy-based weapon, that would change a lot of the fundamentals of a marksman in that. Because you wouldn't have bullet drop, you wouldn't have to account for all the crazy things that they do, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
Magnetic fields.
Well, yeah.
Does that
Uh,
apply? don't
I
know.
mean, it's energy base. Everything has some kind of electromagnetic field, as far as I understand. So, I would think that's how blaster bolts are deflected as well. You know.
I kind of imagine it being like just blasters in general in Galaxy's Edge was more around like kind of like a plasma based uh, projectile where it had a cohesive point at the middle, and that was just how it focused its energy.
Well, keep in mind too that anytime you're engaging like actual plasma style energy, plasma fields are uh, extremely affected by magnetics.
Oh yeah.
So, but I just thought it was interesting to have that sniper weapon be an energy based weapon. You know, because I mean, you could totally see that happening where. The Legion was fighting on top of like a spaceship skin or something like that, and some crazy leech just threw belly onto the base of the ship and then start firing N18 rounds at another ship passing by or troops, on an asteroid or something like that. I could totally see that. That'd be pretty dope. The next weapon on the list, of course, needs no introduction because anything that goes boom is just all sorts of love and giggles from us. The Aero Precision Missile.
Yeah, boy.
They haven't shown this on any of the art yet, and my immediate thought process on what it looks like is the rocket launcher from Titanfall.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Because and it's the one that tracks and locks, and it's a Titan killer, and it just whenever they described it, I was just like, it probably looks like this, and I honestly hope they never show it because I just want it to always be that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what did you guys think about when they were getting kills with that Aero Precision Missile? The kinds of kills they were getting, because they just weren't using it against armor.
They were using it against people.
Right?
Yeah, good. Like
Blowing-
anti-air and anti vehicle weaponry. It's all well and good. It's nice to destroy things, but mate, the term overkill, there is no such thing. If you have a big weapon, you have anti-air or anti-armor weaponry. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I
Let's just
like
say
that.
that crater.
Well,
I like
Matt,
that in Legionnaire,
Yeah.
I was playing squad that one time, and I I fucking shot some guy with a toe, and the guy's like, "What? You can do that?" I'm like,
Yep.
"I mean, why not?"
I've killed
Doesn't
someone with
require a
backblast
lock-on.
before. Yeah, I've had an RPG in game and I've killed someone with a backblast before. That was pretty fun.
As well, you should.
Whoops.
You guys.
Anyway, yeah. Look,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, back to the weapons. Yeah, it's yeah. Look, much as I love CQB and straight, ground on ground infantry action, there is nothing that makes me more excited in combat than bringing out the big guns.
Well, what I like about the Legion's armory in general is that it's so versatile. Like you have the N4, which is it's an assault rifle, or it's just okay. If you look top left corner, right next to that Mac, yeah, that one.
What is that, Quake?
No,
That's Titanfall.
Okay.
I don't know why. I thought that was what it looked like, and it just seemed awesome to me. What I love about the versatility of the Legion's armory is that it covers each weapon can be used in like 6 variations. To where like with the AP launcher, it's anti-armor, anti-infantry, anti-air, anti-every damn thing. And it just shows how they're like, we're prepped for anything as long as we can use it without points getting in the way.
Bloody points, mate.
Well, it's always about the points. I really enjoyed when they would pull out those air precision missiles, especially when they were on Kublar the first time, and they were really, in the suck, and everything was just going the wrong way, and it was like, just hit them with an arrow precision, blow down that wall. It's like, yes, thank you.
Hey, there's a Kimbrin calling in artillery. Oh, I got him.
So of course, once there was some give and take between our favorite guys from Victory Company and some of the Kublarans early on in the series. Of course, we had Masters grab something, and you can't talk about Masters and not talk about his axe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he had a sword and Chun had the axe.
Oh, there you go. That's right. So, I mean, taking that native weapon, Tomahawk, if you look at like the history of the Rangers, which Jason has talked about before, where the Legionnaires were heavily based off the United States Army Ranger regiments. They have a long-standing traditional love for the Tomahawk. What'd you guys think when that showed up in the story?
I wanted one. Just that they just like the way it was described was basically an obsidian tomahawk that was like sharper than anything that he came across that wasn't a vibro knife. I was like, that sounds awesome and probably looks like twice as awesome.
Last of the Mohicans, space style.
Exactly.
Now, here's the thing I want to know. What are our two moderators laughing about in the
What? We're just thinking about the applicability of an axe in this futuristic time. It's such an old weapon, and you think, what's the worst that you could do with it? And at the end of the day, yeah, right, Matt?
100% correct, mate. I back up your statement wholeheartedly, and I will confess when we are in the tribunal.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Don't forget, they found a way to fit in bayonets.
That
Right.
too.
Yeah. Oh, this is, I think, what gets you more excited, especially in movies, like war movies and everything like that, where, especially like We Were Soldiers right at the end, where Mel
that was a great
looks at everyone and
charge.
goes, fix bayonets. You're like, oh, shit's going to get real.
Oh man, that's one thing I forgot to actually talk about for the Discord. We did the movie night again a couple nights ago, and Bubba actually popped in, and he was watching Soldier with us, and man, he was all happy about talking about the guns and everything. Yeah, of course.
That was I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, it's not the best military sci-fi movie. It's definitely not the best movie, but honestly, it's one of those great movies I love to watch where you just turn off your brain and you just fucking enjoy watching him go fucking slit some dude's neck or whatever, blow some guy apart with a goddamn rocket launcher,
It's in the same universe as Blade Runner, isn't it?
Huh?
It's in the
I
same
think it
universe
is.
as Blade Runner. Yeah.
I think it might be, yeah.
It might be like before, after.
I think it's set after the first movie.
That would be
I
interesting to
can't
find
remember.
out.
There is a Easter egg in that movie Soldier, where you can actually see the Blade Runner spinner in the junk. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Oh boy.
Hey, so Sphinx, if you're not busy this week, can you hunt down Kurt Russell so we can talk to him about this?
How would you know that I know Kurt Russell? How would you?
Yeah, you
know
go way
this?
back, mate. Come on.
Well, I mean, duh.
It's Sphinx.
Yeah, You're supposed to be a Black Fleet. Black Fleet can do anything, right? Do I have to send
Yeah.
Nether Ops to go do it?
I could, but you tend to stop me when I try to have fun. You point bastard.
So, of course, we know that Bassa is one of the cooler characters from the Black Fleet that makes his debut in
Bombassa.
in the middle of the series, and then just goes absolutely dark liege on a ship using a blowtorch. You know,
Yeah.
and a picture of one of those torches can be seen on Imperator. He's holding it aloft almost like some weapon from some other franchise, freaking Pretenders. So,
You mean
what you guys?
you mean the recreation of the poster for A New Hope?
We can
Now,
neither confirm nor deny.
What did you guys think of that blowtorch scene when he's just like shredding the outer armor of that ship?
I thought it was so fucking cool. I also loved afterwards when Goth is like, you know, basically giving him the award and everything, and Bombas is like, "There you go. That's if you're gonna give me something, I have to give you something." And Goth is like, "Yeah, all right."
I thought oh, go ahead, please.
I was like, can we touch real quick on the different cultures of humanity still, even in this universe where humanity is just, omnipresent, and it's like, yeah, they're a race, but there's like all these different cultures mixed into one race, to where you have people like, the G or the Koobs or Kimbrin, and they all have their singular culture, but humans have these multi-faceted cultures.
Synasia, cultures in the core, the edge with some of their stuff. Yeah, there's still some fracturing out there, and you can definitely see that in the second book in the Tyrus Rex series, the Contracts and Terminations, when Tyrus goes to Synasia for a mission. And even among the Synasian people, there's a heavy variety. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good observation.
I thought it was awesome as all.
Oh yeah. So we have that blowtorch. Can we talk a little bit about everybody's favorite? And I've seen so many posts on the Galaxy's Edge fan club. I've seen so many posts like all over the place where people are talking about Galaxy's Edge, about Tyrus Rex's fully automatic hand cannon. I can't tell you how many times like I've seen an image of that thing, and or somebody posted an image of what they thought it would look like, and they posted a revolver, and I'm like, what? What'd you guys think of the hand cannon when it made its debut?
Awesome.
Did they actually post pics of the hand cannon? Like,
No. It was like they had found something similar online and said, "Hey, this is what I think it would look like." And for every 5 posts that were up, 3 of them were of a revolver, and I'm like, yeah.
I mean, technically, wouldn't that be semi-auto? Because when if it's a double action, I don't know. But I mean, no, I'd never pictured a revolver myself. I always pictured, at least.
1911 or Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Belt-fed 1911.
Belt-fed.
Well,
It's described like that in the books.
There's
the ammunition is linked to his armor, so it's got to be belt-fed in some capacity.
Guys, we talked about this on the Discord, remember? There's no magazine restriction if it's belt-fed, right?
Indeed.
It's true.
Well, I mean, like, it said it was integrated into his armor, so I thought there was like this belt feed system that went up inside of
his wrist or something.
Yeah, inside his wrist, and whenever he grabbed it, it would auto connect with some kind of like mag system.
Oh, that'd be
cool. So it just auto fed up in there, and since his armor is capable of carrying so much weight, he would have like a backpack of like 1,000 depleted uranium 50 cal slugs just ready to go.
I actually pictured it like RoboCop's weapon, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Either that
Yeah.
or crap. Not the old one from like the 90s, but like the new one from with Carl Urban, like Judge Dredd's Lawgiver.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, I fucking love that.
If
It's
they
a
can't
great
get
movie,
Stephen Lang,
wasn't it?
can we get Carl Urban as Tyrus Rex?
Well, you could do like both. You could have Stephen
Carl
Lang,
Urban's the young Tyrus Rex.
yeah, during the Savage Wars, and have like the more mature Tyrus Rex that we see in Galactic Outlaws.
Yeah.
Like,
You know.
honestly, I think that would be just fantastic. And, oh, by the way, next movie that I'm going to throw up on for the theater is going to be Dread. Because
Yes.
it's a fucking fantastic movie.
I
I
wanted
approve.
to say that. I was like, we need to have a KTF movie, and Dread is a KTF movie.
Make sure you post in the fan club so that people know when it's going up.
Well, they got to join the Discord first. So you people in the fan club that are watching this, come join the Discord.
Gotta
and-
join the cool kids.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Make
is
sure to
like-
punch your holo ticket in the roll channel for that.
Now, for those of us who read, for those of us who've already read the Savage Wars books,
I hate you all, by the way.
so if you haven't read it, tone down the volume, throw the mute button, hit the pause button, do what you got to do. I'm only going to throw this out there for about say 3
I have short-term memory loss.
Yeah, there you go. So
read maybe 3 chapters.
So in the Savage Wars, they have this weapon called a trigger nuke, and oh my god, is this thing devastating? The dog agrees. I mean, you
I
can't.
agree.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. Like I said, my 70-pound chainsaw is around here somewhere, but we tired him out first, so he's
She's a husky. She just woke up.
oh, I love huskies. But yeah, that weapon when it shows up in the first book and they start talking about it, you're just like, oh crap. Matt, obviously you've had some love for the trigger nuke.
Yeah, boy. I want one in real life. I don't.
You wouldn't be allowed to have it.
ACF, if you're listening, I do not condone actual tactically nuking people I don't like, but I want one in real life.
Just to say you have one.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Like, it's you got all this craziness of the Savage Wars going on, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, there's this by the way. I'm like, oh yes.
Oh yes.
You know, I mean, it was the idea that a single device, about the size of a duffel bag, could decimate a planet.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that was just like crazy. And the way, because in the third book, they fully describe the way it works. And you're just like, that is horrifying, you know, and it just, you almost look at Tyrus Rex like, dude, you animal, you know, but I mean, it's,
like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, okay, I interrupted you. Sorry. I was just going to say, those who've watched all 5 Starship Troopers movies and the series as well, the Q-bomb, I pictured it as just a mini Q-bomb.
Right.
Is that the one that goes into the end of the rifle?
No, it's the planet killer itself. It's like a small warhead that destroys the planet. When they use it against the Behemoth Coital, the brain of brains in the third movie, and the planet just goes, go on.
See,
right there.
Now, I
Right
think
there,
I
you got
watched
the
the
first one.
second Starship Troopers, and I'm like, there's only so much pain.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
the dog. Yeah, sorry, go Bob. Sorry.
With that, it's you have the first one, which is nowhere like the book, but still good. Then you have the second one, and you have the third one. Both of them can die, and then you have the first animated movie, and I was like, those two are the only 2 good ones.
Well, I'm a big fan of. I was a big fan of the book. So when Starship Troopers came out, I was like, "What in the snot is this?" So yeah.
So you loved how Casper Van Dien was cast?
Don't get me
His
started.
only good movie.
I love how that's one of his like only things that he goes back to in like other movies. It's like, yeah, I was in Starship Troopers once. It's just like
Once.
that you gotta hang your hat on that. All right.
So with that being said, what? Let's go around the panel real quick. Let's start with Sphinx because he's been quiet. He's been lurking and taking all the notes.
I've been trying to be respectful.
Yeah,
Calm
there's
down.
a first time for everything.
That is true.
So, Sphinx, favorite weapon in the series?
Actually, with the introduction of Takeover recently, I am a big advocate of the Coob version of what I can only assume to be an AK for obvious reasons.
Now, what about the rifles that were introduced by the
Team Devo.
Yeah, what did you think of those?
I would like to see more about it, but right now I think they made a huge mistake by giving them to the Coobs, and I'm pretty sure everyone saw that coming. I love Nilo, but that
What
was a
are you
bad
talking
move, my
about?
guy.
That's such a good plan. You know, just give some indigenous people some high quality weapons that your guys aren't even outfitted with yet. And what's the worst that could happen? You know,
What happened? That's the worst that could happen. Exactly what happened.
and that's why one the main character is now. Oh yeah, you know, maybe I'm gonna help you out.
Listen to Carter, please.
Yeah.
So, Bubba, what's favorite weapon in the series?
Actually, it's the one that they just introduced in Takeover. I don't know how else to explain other than like a railgun with an energy shell.
Right? Cool stuff.
Just whenever they introduced it and he was reading off the
specs
of it. Thank you. My brain is not working. When he was reading the specs of it, I was like, this is a game changer. Because they did introduce something like this in Retribution with the N18 variant. And that was how they were taking out the Cybar war bots. And I was like, damn, that's effective. And then putting that into a, more compact assault platform, convert a SAB over into that, and you're talking about lethal destruction. But
yeah, you're doing more than hurting somebody's feelings. Nick Cole's actually in the Facebook chat, and he's saying that he's thinking about a 6.5 millimeter ribbon gun.
Ooh.
So.
Well, I'd like to point out one of the best things is that gun is a real big throwback to. It's like taking the best parts of the Savage Wars and bringing them into the modern day, and it's just like marrying like the energy effectiveness of the weapons, and then the just straight look at this giant fucking hole I left in this goddamn chest cavity,
So, Daniel, your weapon of choice for the series? Favorite weapon?
By default, I'm always going to go with the N18, simply because I've always liked sniper rifles. I've been a big fan of long distance shooting, so that's my favorite. My follow up for medium range would be the Nilo rifle. But
right
yeah.
on. How about it, Matt? Favorite weapon in the series?
I'm going to go old and classic, N4. N4, mate. I just like operating. That's N4. You can't go wrong with the back to the roots of the essentials.
And it's okay to be wrong, J.R. Hanley. It's perfectly fine.
JR was saying some stuff about Starship Troopers. And as for my pick of the most my favorite weapon in the series, I'm going to have to say it's Masters.
Just Masters himself, just gonna grab him by the arm and just go, Masters.
Well, if we're going with personnel, I'll say Bear.
Yeah, well,
really, you picked Bear, not McRaven?
Well, McRaven's good with a gun, but I've yet to see him lay hands on someone other than a G.
No, we're gonna have to settle this debate. And inside of the chat and Facebook, Nick Cole is agreeing with Matt that M4 is just where it's at for getting in a room and getting to work.
The man himself knows.
So Matt, because you're our AI wrangler right now for death matches, you need to put all of the bots. You have to name them the characters and see which one comes out. You
I
know,
could do that. I could actually do that. I'm gonna host a CS server and I'll do that. I'll do it too, guys. Like I'll do just a joke on between like all the book characters and just see who wins. I've got to see this.
Loud Pack's gonna win. You bet.
I could actually do it for Quake 3 the second, like after the podcast. I could load it up just for the shits and gigs.
I just want to have him loaded up so he'll say shits and gigs again.
Shits and gigs, Matt.
I actually agree with Matt. The N4 is very good because it is close, it's compact. You're able to keep it tight and clear room really quickly with it.
Yeah, and let's not forget that those Nilo rifles were still big.
Oh, yeah.
They were large, so that you get the compact version of that N4 really rocking and rolling.
they're really great about giving that big die.
Yeah, the big die.
Big die.
So that being said, final thoughts before we call this a podcast. Anybody?
Swordfish is a point.
Swordfish is a point. Yeah,
It's okay to be wrong.
Sorry for being late into it. This was still.
Oh, I mean, this is a normal
Great
production
experience.
for this thing, anyways. Honestly, it all comes together in the last 15 minutes, right before the show. So,
yeah.
Like back, earlier when you asked me if I have served in the military, I did go through a law enforcement academy, and I did go through some slight weapons training, mainly handguns and shotguns. And I realized then I do better whenever I have a long gun. So it's I don't know. This series is so hard to find people around you who are listening to it or reading it, and finally finding a group of people who share the same interest is so nice. I mean, like, I can personally go somewhere, and I'm a fan of like RT and and they're easy to find. Finding Galaxy's Edge fans is so hard.
Well, not anymore.
No, it's
yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I've been converting my friends over slowly.
I've been doing the same thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, I got one friend to listen to the entire book. I was feeding it to him through Discord over chat, and he was like, I need to listen to that.
Definitely. Get him in, get him his own books.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to let Nick, the man himself, Cole, get the final thought for tonight. And his final thought is Tuesday. So
Tuesday.
Not ominous at all.
No, make sure you
pre-order your Savage Wars.
Well, not only Savage Wars, but watch out on the Galaxy's Edge fan club because there might be an announcement coming up. So, a little something to look forward to. That being the case, my name is Walt. Together with Matt, Daniel, and Spinks, we sometimes come out here and talk about one of the coolest sci-fi properties out there, and that would be Galaxy's Edge. And that's it. It's Galaxy's Edge. We don't have to put anything else in the name because
that's right.
They did it first. Screw that mouse.
Facts.
Yes. Facts. We want to say thank you to Bubba for coming out and sharing a little bit of Galaxy's Edge love with us tonight. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. Thanks. I was playing Hell Let Loose, and I saw a post come up saying, "Hey, anyone want to be in this tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like the first one to reply. I was like, "Sweet."
And we're more than willing to have insiders come in whenever they'd like to for the podcast. Like we welcome any new members who want to come in and come talk shenanigans with us and all things Galaxy's Edge. All of us, myself included, too, we all have really busy life schedules. But when we have this segment live for the podcast, well, it means if you're an insider you'd like to come in, let us know in Discord, and we will get you in and accommodated.
Right on.
Additionally, our next show is going to be the 28th, so next Friday, and that's going to be the insider only podcast. So if you're watching this public and you're not an insider, it would behoove you to get that subscription, and then you can see the special information that we're going to probably go over that Nick is going to release on Tuesday next Friday. So yeah.
Right on. That being said, Galaxy's Edge podcast. Go out, find Galaxy's Edge, consume the media, get the love, find out what KTF stands for, and then live it, rock it, love it. Thanks, guys.
Yep.